Hey, this is Niche Astrology Takes, and my name is Liz, and these are my Niche Astrology Takes. And today I was kind of weighing two different topics. I couldn't really decide, and one of them is why I think the world needs more Libras, or like Libras make the world go round. And because I was having indecision about it, I figured like, okay, there's my answer. Because Libra is literally represented by the scales, like weighing out options. So let's go with that one. This is coming from, I'm an Aquarius, so I'm another air sign. All the Libras watching this, hey, my mom, both my grandparents, my sister, and my best friend, and all of the favorite managers I've ever had, all Libras. I grew up in a house with just me and 3 other Libras. So I feel like an expert of sorts. Now, what I will say is that Libras, to me, if I'm imagining like let's take like a social circle or an organization or a workplace or a family, and we imagine it like it's a living, breathing body, right? So are Libras the heart pumping blood to the whole system? Are they the brain coming up with the plans and making the actions and the decisions? No, I would liken Libra's function to like connective tissue and fascia and tendons, things that are connecting different parts of the body, the stuff that connects your muscles to your bone, the stuff that connects your nervous system to your organs, all this kind of stuff. I would even say like this, like the skin barrier, like just the stuff that matters, but you don't really know how much it matters until it's not there. That's how I would describe like Libras in a situation. They're so helpful. Like I'm an Aquarius. I have a lot of fixed placements. I can have my head up my own ASS a lot of the times, but I always have like these Libras in my life that have balanced me out, and they kind of lovingly keep you in check, but they also give you the freedom you need to kind of like be yourself. I try to encourage the Libras in my life to speak up a little bit more about what they need, and to be a little bit more assertive, because sometimes they can be like accommodating to a fault, or they just want to keep the peace. This isn't to say that they can't be like jerks or difficult, or not the most pleasant all the time, but like they keep everything together. They make great managers, they make great teachers, they make my grandma, she's a great grandma. Like she's not a great grandma yet. Oh my God. Yikes. I would be the one making her a great grandma, if anything, but she is a great grandmother to all of us. Libras are just so good at balancing a lot of different personalities. You know, if you leave one like alone to their own devices, that's like sad. Like a lonely Libra isn't even a thing, because they will find people to connect to. Like I said, like they can't just be like, Libras aren't really like a standalone sign. They do best having many people to kind of relate to and bounce off of. Every Libra is really different. I would kind of liken them also to tofu, in the sense that they're really versatile, and a lot of how they come out is going to depend on the recipe and the spices and the other like items in the dish that you're pairing it with. But like they can be blended up into smoothies, or you can fry them up into cubes, and it's like protein. It's good protein. Can kind of go any way. So Libras are like that. They can kind of go any way. One thing I will say about Libras is they literally wake up and do the exact same SHIT every single day, unless someone comes and switches up their routine for them. And they're kind of best suited this way. So like my mom has had the exact same hairstyle and the exact same wardrobe basically my entire life. Maybe like the first couple years I was born, she wasn't so like mommed out. Like she had more kind of like a hippie style and longer flowing hair and ripped jeans. But at some point she just like locked in on this like bob and like this like stretchy black like professional pant look, and she just never turned around. Same with my grandma. My grandma has a little bit more like kind of an eclectic taste, but it's always just like kind of the same. She has like her same couple outfits she really likes. My grandpa was that way. My best friend has more of like, she has a lot of tattoos, and she wears a lot of black and a lot of lace and a lot of like really cute like spunky outfits, but that are like kind of comfortable. And I love her style. She's really easy to shop for. But again, it's like I have never seen her go through like a major style transformation. It's been more of like a slow progressive evolution. So, and although, yeah, I was talking to my boyfriend about this morning, and he was saying that his sister, like, that all of this resonated, and that like her thing is that she always has like different color hair, and that she likes to do like a lot of brights and accessorize, and that's like, but she's always been like that. Like she's always like gone with different hair colors and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I mean. It's like there isn't like one specific way I can describe or characterize like Libras, but they kind of like figure out what works for them, and then they stick with that, which I really appreciate, because yeah, I mean, like I like to take a page out of their book, because I have so many like oppositions in my chart, and I can feel so topsy-turvy, and like, I was the kind of kid that every year before I started school again, I was like, okay, what's my style gonna be? Like, what kind of like aesthetic am I gonna have this year? Whereas like Libras, they know what works for them, and they don't like go all crazy. They don't go all out buying like a completely different wardrobe that doesn't work for them. They know what works, and maybe they'll build on it. But for the most part, they just kind of stay in their lane. And, like, I just love them, dude. They're like the best. It's, they're not loyal. I'll tell you right now, like, Libras, you guys are not loyal. I don't have to tell you that. But how do I put this? It's because they are the connective tissue. So, like, my grandma, the Libras, they play both. They don't just play both sides. They play all the sides in a situation. Like, let me tell you something. Unless that you have seriously wronged someone that they love, but even still, sometimes, even if you seriously wrong someone they love, like, they are not loyal. But like, I'll give you like a nice example, which is like my grandma. She is on whoever's side she is talking to in that moment in our family. Like, so we all just end up spilling to her because she's so convincing, and like whoever you're talking SHIT about, she will go in on them with you, and then she will literally go have a conversation with them the next day and talk a bunch of SHIT about you with that person also. They just like to get all the information. They just want to know everything. They want to be all over a thing. They want like a well-rounded perspective. I don't know what purpose it serves. It doesn't really help anything. But even though, like, for example, my granny is so like kind of just like, will basically side with whoever she's talking to in that moment. Even though she's like that, she is the person who keeps our family together. Like, if she wasn't like that, my family is so all over the place, and like people are always mad at each other. She's what keeps us all together. And my mom is a Libra. I think she does that in her classrooms, and she is like one of the most popular teachers at any school she works at. I would say that Libras definitely are better as part of a group than maybe like a one-to-one relationship. But yeah, I mean, they're the best. Like, my best friend, she's so cool. I feel like we've gone through so many phases in life together, and we've learned so much, and she's really my sister. But like, we've also like both had several other best friends while we've been best friends, and I feel like that never took away from like how close we were. Yeah, they're just such a good sign. I think there just needs to be more people like that. Like, not everybody can be the freaking main character of everything. Not everybody can be the brains of every operation. I'm not saying they don't have good ideas or that they can't execute stuff. They just need to bounce it off of more people. Like, I will just go into like tunnel vision and I'll be like, okay, this is the channel I'm going to start. This is what I'm going to call it. This is what the font's going to be. This is what the logo's going to be, period. Here it is, ready to go. My best friend, she will workshop all of these things with like myself, her business partner, probably a couple friends. She's like, do you think this one's cuter or this one? You know, she gets more feedback. And does that produce a better result? Probably, maybe, but I'm just a strong-headed double Aquarius and I always want to do things my exact way and I don't want that input. And I don't care if people don't like my channel as much because it's not as palatable to everybody. But, you know, Libras, they're a little bit more of a crowd pleaser. And that works. It's brilliant. And I feel like I need to be more like Libras. And I'm so lucky that even though I'm so headstrong, that I was raised by a village of Libras and I'm still surrounded and loved by so many Libras because they just give such a good example for me of like how I can kind of be a little bit more flexible and meet people halfway and take more feedback and, you know, kind of extend my deliberation period a little bit and consider more things when I'm making decisions. So this has been Niche Astrology Takes for today. My name is Liz, and I'm sending a big hug to all my Libras out there. Ta-ta!